iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans. Tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we are back with short track racing action live here from the U.S.A. International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. The checkered flag auto supply SK Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing have made it here for round number 3 of the season. Which one of these short track drivers are going to notch their name on the win column this season? Justin McDuff picked up the Holy Shirts and Pants 100 at the Five Flag Speedway to open the season up, while Dalton Williamson was able to go into overtime last week from the Langley Speedway. Tonight, we're down here as the lights are on in Florida. The field is just about being set by qualifying as we're getting ready for our starting lineup here tonight. First, we got to talk about who was our quick time. Well, of course, tonight, that Quick Time Award brought to us by Arts Barbershop's Quick Clip Pole Award. Going to go to the driver of the number 1 out of Tampa, Florida. Dalton Williamson will pick up the Arts Barbershop Quick Clip Pole Award here tonight. Congratulations to Dalton for picking that award up. Let's head down, though, trackside and see if we can get that starting lineup here tonight. Of course, starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at Empire Racing. This is your Empire Racing team starting lineup. Starting on the front row, you just heard from him. It is going to be the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Starting to his outside, it's the teammate, a locked-out Rev Esports front row here tonight, the 31 of Michael Trevarthen. Starting in P number 2, driving the number 11 Illinois out of Huntley, Illinois, this is going to be Brian Hacker. Starting tonight in position number 4, driving car number 54 NC, this is going to be the North Carolina native of Rex Hoyle. Starting back, row number 3 to the inside tonight, it's going to be Max Terriel. The 37NY out of New York, going to be Brian Robinson rolling off from position number 6, while it's the other New York driver, he's up the road just a little bit. It's going to be the number 20 of Justin McDuff, the Empire Racing Team, Cerebral Palsy Foundation number 20. Starting in position number 8, it's going to be the car number 23 out of South Carolina. This is Blade Timmons. It will be the number 18 VTNY of AJ Hamill, Mr. Confusion, rolling off from the 9th position here tonight and making his debut back with the Checkered Flag Auto Splash Game Modified Series. This is John Whitendorf driving car number 24, starting in the 10th position. Starting back in the 11th spot, driving car number 11 here tonight, the driver out of Ayer, Massachusetts, the Rev Esports number 11. This is Sean Single. Starting in position number 12, it's the Six Rings Racing Rev Esports number 6 of Eric Stout. Starting 13th on the grid out of Massachusetts, driving the Higgins Hill Racing number 40, this is Rob Higgins. Starting back into position number 14, he drives car number 2. It's the Need for Speed Motorsports Granny Hips, Buckley, Walkers, and Canes entry of Joshua Buckley. Starting 15th, the driver out of Virginia, driving the number 99 tonight. This is Mark Jenkins rolling off from 15. 16th starting spot, the Beefy Motorsports, number 38 of Brandon Feeney. And from South Carolina, the Charleston, South Carolina, the youngest driver in the field here tonight. This is Aiden Alvecchione going from position number 17 here tonight. Starting 18th on the starting lineup, the driver out of Spring, Texas. It's the Raven Graphics number 7. Back in racing action here tonight, this is Doyle Lowrance, starting NP number 18. Starting in the final row of the evening, it's the Checker Flag Auto Supply number 41. It's the man, the myth. It is Bob Higgins, starting 19. Rolling off shotgun to the field, it's the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14 of Brian Bianchi. That's your 20-car starting lineup. As we get ready, you see the green flag in the flag man's hand. 100 laps going to be the distance here tonight for the Checkered Flag on display SK Modified Series. And here we are. Green flag is up. We're racing here tonight at USA. Great start by the Florida native of Dalton Williamson down to the inside row. There you see the number 1 machine. He'll lead us down out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway for the first time here tonight. Brian Hacker in tow in the inside lane, but the 31 of Michael Trevarthen is holding strong on the outside. Will he be able to make up any ground? Lap number 1 going to go to Dalton Williamson. Dalton Williamson leading lap number 1 here tonight at the U.S.A. International Speedway, but everybody else jockeying for position. Even Rex Hoyle still stuck up to the outside. That Colony Tire and Service Center, number 54, and C is stuck to the outside right now. The outside lane has not been able to work so far. Brian Hacker, the driver out of Illinois, is currently being scored in P number 2. Max Terrell trying to make a move to the inside of Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen tried to throw a block down there in turn number 1. Not quite able to throw the block good enough, because here comes the old wily veteran of Rex Hoyle working the inside of the speedway. He'll look to try and make the move out of turn number 4. Not quite going to be able to put the power down that time out of turn number 4 as Rex Hoyle slips a little bit. So that will actually give the 31 of Michael Trevarthen that spot for the time being. Josh Buckley still side by side. He's to the inside with that blue number 2. To his outside, you see Eric Stout, almost 3 wide racing. Brandon Feeney, the driver out of Ontario, Canada, was trying to put his hat into the ring there and try and make a move. Brandon Feeney not quite able to. He lifted out of it. Brand new colors on car number 38 here tonight. They look identical to the car number 40 driven by Rob Higgins. As it's a little bit of a nod. I guess they had a little bit of a challenge bet coming into the evening, and I guess Brandon Feeney lost the challenge. So right now, Brandon Feeney back there running into the 15th position. One driver that has made up the most spots here tonight, well, he goes from the, he hails out of Canada. It's the 42 of Max Terrell. He was last season's champion. He picked up his first ever SK Modified Series championship here with Red Light Racing. He has picked up 2 spots since the drop of the green flag. It's still a very long way to go here tonight at the U.S.A. International Speedway for these drivers. So he might just be hanging out here currently as we go on board with our Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe onboard camera with the 42 of Max Terrell. You see it mounted on top of his MK Medic number 42. Max rolling around, currently in P number 3. Brian Hacker's out in front of him, and Dalton Williamson has led since the drop of the green flag. That's your top 3 running order. Michael Trevarthen is still sitting there. You see him back there right behind Max. That's your mechanic advisor onboard camera here tonight, mounted on the back of Max Terrell's car. You see Rex Hoyle also there, Justin McDuff, AJ Hamill, John Whitendorf back there in 8th, Sean Single in 9th, and Blake Timmons is currently running there in the 10th position. Change for position back here as these drivers are still duking it out. Here comes the 37 on Y. That's Brian Robinson to the outside. Little sideways action there for the number 2 of Joshua Buckley out of the corner. He was sideways trying to get around the number 6 of Eric Stout. He was able to hang on to that, kept it pinned on the throttle. A little bit of a block there. 2 Massachusetts drivers battling each other. We got New York out in front of them, and then Virginia right behind them, with Canada all surrounding. Drivers from all up and down the East Coast. Couple drivers here from out west. We got the Midwest and down south represented here tonight with the SK Modified portion here. Eric Stout taking a peek to the inside. Does he have enough momentum built up in that beautiful 6 rings? Racing number 6, not quite going to be able to do it. It's good to see Eric Stout back here in action. Also competition here with the SK Modified Series. Eric Stout running the silly season portion of red light racing on Sunday mornings, I would call it. And a little bit of a break right now from their silly season, so he's here tonight in the SK Modified portion as this battle still rages on. Brian Robinson still hanging on to it, but here comes the 40 of Higgins. He's got the great run to the inside of the number 2 of Joshua Buckley. Now it looks like Robinson's going to leave the bottom groove open. Here comes Higgins. Rob Higgins working the inside of the speedway, and you want to talk about a driver that has not had a year just yet here on the iRacing.com platform. That may be Rob Higgins. And well, with under a year of experience here on iRacing, he does not let that get the best of him. He gets the best of all these racers as he shows them that he is getting better week in, week out here with the SK Modified portion. Did a race with him a couple months back. I believe it was at the Stafford Motor Speedway. And let me tell you how he had run me down, and he was all over my back tail tank. And it's showing here tonight that he has definitely improved his racing style. But the battle for the race lead just swapped hands last time by. Huntley, Illinois' Brian Hacker just went to the top spot as we were watching the battle back there for that 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th position. Brian Hacker going to the top spot. He'll lead his second lap at the front here, that Carbon Junction. Pathfinder's Chassis, number 11, Illinois, your new race leader. Not quite, even a quarter of the way into this one, and we've seen a lead change now. Rex Hoyle working all over the back of that 31, still trying to get around Michael Trevarthen. Michael Trevarthen running a part-time schedule last season, then being picked up by the Rev Esports Group about midway through last season. Then he was able to have enough funding to compete in all the rest of the races. This season he does have obtained full sponsorship. Oh, big wreck. A.J. Hamill's going around. A.J. Hamill's around Blade Timmons, and then here comes the number 6 of Eric Stout, and I believe possibly a couple other drivers getting involved here. We'll have to go back and watch what happened to the Arts Barbershop number 18 NY. Something went wrong to bring out the first caution flag of the evening here. Take the look back on our replay. Weitendorf to the inside here on A.J. Hamill, and oh boy, I don't know if Hamill just got loose or if there was net code involved. Timmons, the wrong place, wrong time. There comes Eric Stout. He tried to shoot the gap, and we'll believe that was maybe the 99 there of Jenkins that just came in and gave Hamill a little bit of a tap. He might have been bumper hooked with the number 7. Let's see if we can ride on board with A.J. Hamill. Might have been a little net code there. We'll see if we can find a better angle for all the race fans tuning in here tonight. Let's see if our chopper camera can show us, if we can zoom in and slow it down just a little bit as they enter turn number 3 here tonight. See the flames out of the 18 of Hamill as he let out of the gas going down into the corner. Maybe that right front tire there of Weitendorf got into the Nerf bar of A.J. Hamill, and that's what started him to turn, and then Sean Single into the back of Weitendorf once again, and everybody just comes together down in corner number 3 and 4. Exit of turn 4 was the Calamity Corner here to start that one off. So, one caution flag coming out here. One race lead change also in the early going. This time by under caution, we're going to complete lap number 20 here tonight. And while we're under caution, race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight, whether you're tuning in live on the Turn 3 Racing Network Facebook page or where you're watching us live on the Turn 3 Racing Network YouTube page. We thank you all for your continued support here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you're interested in racing action from the iRacing.com platform, don't forget to hit the bell, hit subscribe, get a notification anytime we go live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's Dave in the Cave or it's Upstate Al going live or my name, Roger Muth, here tonight, bringing racing action to you 7 days a week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. From short track racing that you see here tonight to the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway and everything in between. Little road course racing. I'm trying to get these guys to take the SK Modifieds road course racing. Maybe one year we'll be able to get that on the racing schedule. But back to the green flag we go. It'll be 21 laps in the books here tonight. A long race to go. Dalton Williamson going to try and battle to the outside of Brian Hacker down in turn number 1. Out of turn number 2, Huntley, Illinois. Brian Hacker is your race leader. Oh, Dalton Williamson just took the nose off of the 42 of Max Terrell. Terrell going to give him a little bump down into the corner. Not appreciating taking the nose off that car. Here comes Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen down to the outside because Terrell had to get out of the gas. Will he be able to make the pass to the outside? There's the 20 of Justin McDuff, also working the outside of the speedway. Rex Hoyle down low. That Colony Tire and Service Center, number 54 NC. Down low to the bottom side. Little contact. Justin McDuff going to go up the speedway. He opens up the door. There goes Sean Siegel. There goes Rob Higgins. Higgins, the biggest mover shaker. He's got his dancing shoes on here tonight. Great save, though, by Justin McDuff. He's going to lose 3 positions in that exchange. But right now, he's running back into the 8th position as Joshua Buckley is high on that walker, trying to get those tennis balls rolling around the track here tonight. At the line, it was Justin McDuff still holding down P number 8. Josh Buckley still fires back underneath. It's still Brian Hacker out front, Dalton Williamson, Max Terrell, Michael Trevarthen, and Rex Hoyle, your top 5 drivers here as you watch the battle currently for that 8th position. A little contact possibly down there in 3. Going to upset the number 20 of Justin McDuff. He'll go up the speedway. McDuff kind of spiraling backwards down the running order here. He's back to running 10th. He was all the way up inside the top 5. Now he'll be able to get back down to the bottom side of the speedway, but he's got a lot of ground to make up. Still 75 laps left in this one. It'll be 74 that time by at the line for Brian Hacker. So as Brian Hacker has the race lead, his teammate Justin McDuff trying to follow back through here. They're come out of turn 4 to be 27 laps in the books. Still only 2 lead changes tonight. Hacker and Dalton Williamson still running 1 and 2 here on the timing and scoring. Michael Trevarthen, the Florida boy, would love to have a great run here tonight while he is in the state of Florida virtually. I don't even know if you can actually say those terms, that term together. It's the Florida boy racing virtually in Florida. Huh. Well, I guess we're going with it here tonight. Racing virtually on the iRacing.com platform. I guess we can be anywhere we want to be. These drivers chose Florida here at the U.S.A. International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. A good show so far here. Just one caution, like a big run into the corner that time for the number 31 of Michael Trevarthen. Really charged the corner, going to lose it a little through the center, but actually was able to hold pretty much the momentum that he was able to carry center off. Stays right there. That's a train right around the bottom side of the speedway here tonight. Justin McDuff side by side with the number 38 of Brandon Feeney. Feeney going to have to give way. Looks, oh, a little contact there. McDuff may have hit the apron just a little bit. Washed up the speedway, but Feeney was able to hang on to it. So was McDuff. But now here comes the man who's going to capitalize. It's the driver that has made the second most starts in series history. Brian Robinson fell back 4 spots. He just picked one up there. He's running 10th. So the man out of New York trying to hang on. Gain some of those spots back. Massachusetts, Brian Bianchi, though, is battling with the man that lives down the road. The owner-operator of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply is right here. And Brian Bianchi is saying, hey, I'll send you one of those muffins from Culpeppers. Have no hard feelings there, Bob. So Brian Bianchi will pick up position number 5. He did start shotgun to the field here tonight. And for all the A.J. Hamill fans, I can give you some disappointing news to pass along here. See, A.J. did retire officially back on lap number 26. His night is over here from the U.S.A. International Speedway. Unfortunate for A.J. Hamill. Here's a driver trying to get his bearings back underneath him, and, well, he's got it wrapped up in that wreck, and it looks like there is some nose damage to that number 7. It's the Raven Graphics, the Raven Esports driver, Doyle Lowrance. Of course, Doyle having to take a little bit of a break from racing due to coming down with the COVID-19. But he is back here tonight, and we are happy to see Doyle. We're glad to see he's doing better, feeling better, getting stronger day by day. He told me COVID is not something you want to have, race fans. So, Doyle, we're glad to see you're doing better, and we're glad to see you here. He is still knocking some great paints out over on Trading Paints. If you follow Doyle Lowrance on Facebook at Raven Graphics, you get to see a lot of his paint schemes. He just came up with a new Mac paint scheme, and let me tell you, it is absolutely stunning. Looks like he will come to pit road here. He knows he's a little down on power, so he'll come to pit road here on lap number 37. See where if he can return back onto the raceway. Battle back here, though, for the 12th position. John Whitendorf getting around the number 99 of Mark Jenkins, the driver out of Virginia. That'll leave 2 Virginia drivers side by side. It's the 6 rings, number 6 of Eric Stout. He'll make quick work of Mark Jenkins. Jenkins will fall back there in that slim Fast City Chevy, the driver out of Richmond, Virginia. So as Jenkins falls back, he has to watch out because Bob Higgins is coming. Higgins currently running there in the 15th position. Look at him charge the corner with that checkered flag auto supply number 41. Nothing's changed up front. There's your 2 race leaders. Brian Hacker and Dalton Williamson. Max Terriel is right there. And Michael Trevarthen. So as these drivers all continue here, this time by, it'll be 10 laps till halfway home tonight here at the U.S.A. International Speedway. While we have a little lull in the racing action, we got to thank not only all the fans that are tuning in here tonight, we got to thank the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. We're coming on board with the SK Modified Series. We got to thank Bob Higgins and all the friendly staff up there with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. It's a family-owned and operated Independence auto parts store in Ayer, Massachusetts. So if you need any parts for your Ford vehicles, don't hesitate to contact the Checkered Flag Auto Supply because they have exactly what you need. If they don't have it in stock, they can get it to you ASAP. Contact Bob Higgins and the guys over at Checkered Flag Auto Supply today. We thank Bob and all that whole group for continuing their support with the SK Modified Series for Red Light Racing. Without them, none of this would be possible, and we just can't thank them enough. Bob right now runs 14th, and Rob Higgins runs in the 7th position right now in that Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Number 40. Got Busch lattes on the side of that, number 40 also. Rob Higgins just attended the modified race up at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway the other week. He was kind enough to take one of our Turn 3 koozies along with him to represent us at the modified race. He says it was an absolute barn burner all the way to the final lap of that one. Missed it. We were out of town. Didn't quite get to see it. But we thank Rob for taking us to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway as we continue to try to get koozies in everybody's hands all around the country to take us to racetracks all around the world. We've been as far this year as out in Montana to racetracks all the way as far down as South Carolina, all the way to Maine. We've been to Pocono. A whole bunch of Pocono's pictures were represented wearing Turn 3 gear and having koozies all over the place. I believe we actually are waiting on a picture from this gentleman. Goes by the name of Brandon Feeney. Brandon Feeney, of course, a racer racing the Ontario Legends Tour. Also has a late model that you see there in his photo. We're going to have to get an updated photo. Feeney has a little more graphic on his car. That's his old car there when they had the mall. I believe that was back in 2019. It was at the mall show. Right now, Whitendorf right out in front of Brandon Feeney, running in that 11th position. Brian Robinson holding down that final spot. Being passed along, Doyle Lowrance did hit pit road because, well, too much damage on that Raven Graphics number 7 machine. He is done here tonight at the USA International Speedway after making contact with the 99. Too much engine damage to make it the rest of the way. Here is this very big track here at the USA International Speedway. This driver that's out front right now, he is trying to pick up a win here in the early portion of the season. Last year, it took him a couple races before he was able to park the number 11 a little way into victory lane. Couple weeks, he'll be headed out to the Knoxville Raceway. Of course, the Nationals are coming to town. Him and one of our good friends, Al Smith, will be attending the Nationals out there in Knoxville. I did talk to Brian the other day, and he told me that Al Smith was going to be standing in his living room, and I forget how many weeks it was, so can't wait to see that group get together. Of course, Al, one of our producers here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, coming on last year during COVID and doing a great job knocking broadcasts out of the park. Does some racing in between. Can't say very well, but he does some racing in between. Halfway home in this one, the battle for the race lead is starting to heat up again. Here comes the number 1. Dalton Williamson trying to find a way around that Carbon Junction. Number 11 Pathfinder chassis. The BK Paints number 1 here would like to come back to the top spot. Halfway home. You're riding on board with car number 1 of Dalton Williamson right now. There's just a pass right here as Joshua Buckley lost a spot to the number 20 of Justin McDuff. McDuff trying to work his way back up through the field. Remember, he fell back to the 10th running position a little while ago after getting stuck to the outside on a restart and then getting shuffled way up out of the groove a couple times. Remember, Justin McDuff did win the season opener at the Five Flags Speedway, and then he really tried to show us how to do some burnouts with these SK Modifieds. And if you want to talk about an epic fail, we're going to have to see if our production crew can actually go back and clip Justin McDuff trying to do those burnouts. I don't think I've seen a burnout fail that bad in a very long time here with these iRacers. And, well, I guess there's a first for everything for Justin McDuff. That Cerebral Palsy Foundation, though, machine. Last time by at the line. We'll go with this time by at the line. He was actually one of the quickest cars, second quickest that time by at the stripe. Still a lot of speed left in that Empire Racing Cerebral Palsy Foundation, number 20 for Justin McDuff. He's back in 8th, has a long way to go, and over half this race is already in the books. Youngest driver on the Speedway, back in competition for his second season, full-time season. The youngest driver to ever set a pole with the SK Modified Series here for Red Light Racing, Aiden Alvecchione. And race fans, I was told that is not the actual photo of Aiden. I just need to clarify that that is not a mouse driving car number 271. Aiden right now having himself a very clean race. He's back there running into the 16th position currently with that 271, the driver out of Charleston, South Carolina, making the haul here virtually to the USA International Speedway in Florida. Hacker still under pressure. I'd start singing the song for your race fans, but I don't want you to tune out here tonight because I want you to watch till the end of this one to see how this will play out. Brian Hacker still has the top spot. He took it from Dalton Williamson on lap number 17, I believe it was, when the pass for that race lead happened. Ever since then, Brian Hacker has held the top spot over Dalton Williamson, Max Terrell, and Michael Trevorthan. Race fans, if you notice anything different there, we finally got those BK Paints drivers, the Rev Esports drivers, to submit some driver numbers for all of you that are tuning in here tonight, so you can see what numbers are actually on the side of their cars, over on the timing and scoring, and in our little driver box. So we got to thank the Rev Esports group for, after 3 seasons of me hounding on them, that they got that, I'd say PNGs into me, but actually it was, they sent me GIF files. I had to look up what a GIF actually was. Colony Tire and Service Center, number 54, NC of Rex Hoyle. Right now, he's having a solid night. He has dropped down 2 spots since the drop of the green flag, but that tuxedo's by Ted. 54 NC. I mean, there's a new rival paint scheme out there, race fans. And it's the man that's out in front. I tell you week in and week out that I absolutely love the Rex Hoyle machine just because of the tuxedo on the hood scoop of this car. But man, this car just came out of the gate swinging this year. As actually out in front of him, his teammate, now Michael Trevorthan, has worked to the inside here on Max Terrell. The battle for third. Max getting stuck to the outside, and look at this. Sean Single's going to try and close that gap also. Will he be able to? He won't. He'll slip off the corner, and the 42 will go right back down to the bottom side of the speedway. Needs to keep that 42 down low here tonight. Closing in on 30 laps to go here tonight at the U.S.A. International Speedway. 1 caution flag so far has flown. Otherwise, it's been a clean race here tonight. A couple drivers have locked Nerf bars and gone up the speedway, but everybody's been able to hang on to their modifieds. So the exchange there put Trevorthan into third with Terrell dropping back to 4. Sean Single just was not able to get back or close the gap there and kind of sneak in the door while it was wide open. We were talking about Sean Single's paint, and I'm going to say I'm a little bit biased, race fan, so maybe I can't even make the judgment call on this paint. Maybe it's because there's orange and blue on there with some white sprinkled in. Anybody knows me, I'm a diehard Syracuse Orange basketball fan, so orange is my color. We put orange in even our Turn 3 logo. I got to thank the guys for going along with me on board with that one. Man, I'd love to pick this number 11, but maybe we're just going to have to stick with Rex Hoyle's Tuxedos by Ted's number 54 NC as still one of our favorite cars out there, just because of the tuxedo on the bonnet. And of course, you see the 14 MA of Brian Bianchi. He also has the Tuxedos by Ted on top there. Both drivers have different design tuxedos on their car. I mean, it's a very classy look. So Brian Bianchi right now back into the 17th spot. He's had a little bit of a rough go of it as of late, seeing if he can try and turn it around here tonight. Still got some time. Still over 25 laps in this one to go. Hacker pulling a little distance now on Dalton Williamson. Williamson has fallen back into the clutches of his teammate, of Michael Trevorthan. He's right on board with the second place runner right now, Dalton Williamson. Oh boy, Michael Trevorthan really thought about diving it to the inside there to try and make the move. He really thought about it. 2 teammates running 2 completely different lines on the speedway. Oh, Sean Single to the outside wall out of turn 4. He'll smoke the right front tire of his SK Modified. Sean Single just smoked the wall, and that's not something you want to do with these open wheel cars. You can tell there is definitely camber built up in that right front now of that number 11. The driver that went to the Andretti Racing School. Well, maybe he needs to go back. Oh, I'm only kidding, race fans. I'm only kidding. Sean Single, one of the good guys out here, you're always able to joke around with a little bit. Right now, I don't think he's joking too much, as I'm sure he's pounding on the steering wheel. He had a top 5 car, just smoked the outside wall, and that's going to drop him back to running in 6th, as now 5th is occupied by car 54 NC of Rex Hoyle. Hoyle holding down that top spot, top 5 for him right now, seeing if he can get it done. Battle back here, Aiden Alvecchio and Mark Jenkins side by side, and Alvecchio going to climb the fence down in the corner. That's going to allow Jenkins to go by. Here comes Brian Bianchi to the inside. Can he get that Billy the Kid power down to the ground and make a pass? The inside lane has been the place all night to be. But with old tires and 24 laps to go, will there be enough on that number 14? Max Terrell just went right back around Michael Trevarthen, and Trevarthen knew he could not actually stay out there on that outside and battle car 42, so he literally just pulled over. Right around went car 42 and Max Terrell, and Terrell will now take over P number 3 with 22 laps to go. Does he have enough time? He was the last winner here at the U.S.A. International Speedway for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series for Red Light Racing. He was the last one to go to victory lane 1 season ago. 22 laps to go. Let's check the times at the line. See who was the fastest driver out there on the speedway, and it was car 42, Max Terrell, a 21.59 second lap last time by. He was your fastest. Justin McDuff was second. Look at Dalton Williamson. He just pulls right over. He is going to let Max go with 20 laps to go. Does he have enough left in that 42? Now it looks like Dalton Williams is going to pull over. There goes the 31 of Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen now gets around for P number 3. Dalton Williamson is shedding positions like I have hair. I don't have any. It's shedding. It's gone. Look at the inside. Here comes now Sean Single. Single working the inside of the 54 NC of Rex Hoyle. Was not quite able to make the pass that time down into turn number 1. He'll try to regroup. He'll try to rebound here. See if he can get down to the inside of that 54. Here he comes with another great run. This time he will get to that left rear tire. Hoyle has nothing to do there but go ahead and give the youngster of Sean Single that position. Single has the position. There's battles all over the track all of a sudden. These drivers must know it is absolutely go time. There is no more saving the tires that you have, because even Joshua Buckley's trying to make some moves back here, but Rex Hoyle just went right back underneath the number 11 of Sean Single. Hot potato 1, hot potato 2, and we're going to pass this back and forth with 17 to go. At the front, you see your second place car, and there you see the number 11 Illinois of Hacker. Last time by, it was Max Terrell once again as the fastest car on the speedway. It's one thing about being the fastest car on the track. It's another thing to be the fastest car and make a pass for the race lead, because, well, you know Brian Hacker's not just going to give up that bottom groove here tonight. You're going to have to absolutely move Brian Hacker to try and get around him, as we ride on board with the Mechanic Advisor onboard camera with the Empire Racing Team's number 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker. See a longtime sponsor with Brian Hacker riding on board with him here once again this season in the SK Modified Series. Narrative Coffee on the back lid. Well, he better drink some coffee, because not only is Max Terrell catching Brian Hacker, Max is bringing along that 31 of Michael Trevarthen. Laps are winding down, but does he have enough time to stay out front? Or is he going to start to kick the hourglass and see if he can get the clock to run down a little quicker? Max is there. He's about maybe 2.5 car lengths back. Riding on board the helmet camera here tonight, Max Terrill, who's running in that second position. Let's follow him along here for a lap. Very smooth on the wheel for driver of the 42 here tonight. Brian Hacker will run into lap traffic before this race is over, because this time by to be the double high five. 5 plus 5, 10 laps to go here tonight. 10 laps of racing here at the USA International Speedway. Oh, big push that time out of turn number 2. The 31 of Michael Trevarthen maybe used up the tires. Now he is starting to fade. Is it going to be just the two-headed monster out front here? Hacker and Terrill. Both drivers running 1 and 2 have championships with the SK Modified Series. And neither driver has a win this season. In 8 laps, we're going to crown somebody a winner here tonight in Florida. Is it going to be the 11 Illinois of Hacker? Who thinks Hacker can hold off the storm from the north? Max Terrill is there. Last time by, Terrill was faster by 1/100th of a second. This time by, heads up. Dead even across the stripe. Neither driver was faster. Actually, Dalton Williamson, fastest driver on the track. See Brian Bianchi out there, Aiden Alvecchione also out there, 6 to go. Lap traffic will play a factor here before this one is over. Trevarthen fading once again. About 1 second back from Brian Hacker. High five, this time from the flagman. High five, 5 laps to go as he waves at them as they all go by. 5 more rotations. Great run that time, down into 3 there by the 42 of Terrill. He'll go down to the bottom side once again, see if he can pick up anything. Look at Max, he's entering the corner a little bit higher, trying to dive it down about the midway point. We'll stay right here. With 4 to go, this is the battle for the win, battle for the race lead, battle for all the bragging rights. Brian Bianchi out in front. Bianchi still out in front of your race leaders with 3 laps to go. Bianchi's going to pull over. Oh, it looked like, at least from our point of view that time, he was going to pull right off. This time by, the little popsicle sticks are going to fly. It'll be 2 laps to go. Bianchi going to swing high down in 1. That's going to leave the inside lane for your 2 race leaders. Hacker and Terrill both get around that lap car right now of Brian Bianchi. Next car out in front of the race leaders will be Aiden Alvecchione, as we're going to get 1 lap to go this time by. It'll be 1 lap to go. Presented by Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe. Final lap around the speedway. Brian Hacker will still lead us down into turn number 1. Will he be able to come back around? They're going to get around Aiden Alvecchione. He goes to the outside. It'll be the final time into turn number 3 here tonight. Down into 3 they charge. Terrill really going to throw it in there. Not going to have quite enough. It will be Brian Hacker winning here tonight. Battle back there. Third's going to go to Trevarthen. Williamson in 4th. Hoyle in 5th. So it's Hacker, Terrill, Trevarthen, Williamson, Hoyle. Your top 5 drivers here tonight. After that, it was Sean Single, Justin McDuff, Rob Higgins, Joshua Buckley, Brian Robinson. John Whitendorf finishes 11th. Brandon Feeney back in 12th. 13th goes to Eric Stout. Mark Jenkins will finish 14th. Bob Higgins will finish there in the 15th position. 16th goes to Aiden Alvecchione. Brian Bianchi in 17th 18th to Doyle Lowrance, A.J. Hamill in 19th, and Blade Timmons will round down the 20-car field. There is your winner in Victory Lane tonight. The driver out of Huntley, Illinois. We will definitely get a word in with Brian Hacker after these messages. We'll be right back here to the U.S.A. International Speedway here tonight to talk to your podium finishers here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Welcome back here, race fans, to the U.S.A. International Speedway here in Lakeland, Florida. It was round number 3 here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series for Red Light Racing. And boy, these guys put on one heck of a show. Maybe not as many lead changes as all the race fans would have liked to see. Well, we're not at Daytona. We're short track racing here. You would have had to use the old bump and run here tonight. We did see, of course, Dalton Williamson lead some laps, and then Brian Hacker led the rest of them here tonight. Let's head down trackside, though, and talk to your top 3 podium finishers. Let's hear what Hacker, Terrill, and Trevarthen have to say after 100 laps here under the lights at the U.S.A. International Speedway. Brian Hacker, congratulations down here in Victory Lane. You are the winner here tonight at the U.S.A. International Speedway. How does it feel to go to Victory Lane early in the season here at U.S.A.?
Feels pretty good. We've had some good runs. I think we've been on the podium all 3 races so far, so it's been a good start to the season. Not as good of a night for some of my teammates, so glad we're able to pick it up for the Empire Racing team tonight.
Empire Racing team, you are the lone survivor at the top of the boards here tonight, but you had to battle some of the tougher drivers out there tonight. Some drivers that kind of mark this as a hometown kind of race. Dalton Williamson up there early in this one, making you really work to try and take the race lead.
Yeah, this is a pretty good track for me, but honestly, I'm better here with the high horsepower car, so I didn't know how I was going to be with these SKs. They're kind of a little sluggish almost tonight, but I wanted to try to get the lead early if possible to set the tone and set the pace. I didn't want to burn the right front off of it. It's easy to do here, so I was able to do that, and I was trying to set the pace but not give up the lead at the same time. It was kind of hard. Dalton was looking inside of me a couple times there, but we pulled away towards the end, and then Max got into second, and he chased us down pretty quickly. I think if we would have had 5 or 10 more laps in that race, I don't think we'd be sitting where we were.
Yeah, how worried were you when you saw that black number 42 take that second position and really start to run you down? At one point, you had about a second and a half over Max, and then all of a sudden, you looked out the back, and he was right there about a car length and a half.
Yeah, I think he probably saved his stuff a little better than we did, so I was just hoping that I could run my line. It wasn't easy to pass tonight, so he was going to have to get a really good run. I was going to try to make sure that I had the line that I wanted to run and not give him anything where he could get a good run on me, but like I said, we just the laps ran out right in the nick of time for us.
Well, the sand in the hourglass, I think you must have been shaking it because this one seemed to go really fast at the end of this one. But hey, nonetheless, it is a win here tonight, and that's great for the points championship going forward. We will head a little bit north here. We're going to head back to South Carolina. Myrtle Beach next week. Can you tame those turtles?
It's probably one of my favorite tracks that we're going to go to, if not my favorite track that we're going to go to. So I feel pretty confident going there. I thought if we could get through USA, this one's kind of a wild card that we set ourselves up for a good rest of the season. So happy to get the win here, and hopefully we can carry the momentum.
Well, congratulations here tonight, Brian. Before we let you go celebrate and at least try and cheer up a little bit of your teammates, who made this all possible back home in Illinois? Who's on the side of this, number 11?
Yeah, well, thanks to Justin and AJ at Empire Racing Team for helping out. It takes an army to win one of these races. So, thankful for their help all night long. Drew and Colin at Carbon Junction, Narrative Coffee out of Everett, Washington, Pathfinder Chassis. Red Light Red Light Racing League for putting this on. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply for sponsoring this and making it all possible. Thanks to you for doing what you do each and every week, and kudos to the top three, Max and Mike there. I think Max had a little more than us at the end, and as always, no thanks to Wayne McDuff.
I think that part always gets me every time we get to talk to Brian Hacker. Race fans, the Wayne McDuff shout out there. Of course, Wayne, probably Brian Hacker's biggest fan on the iRacing side of things. Wayne not here racing with us, but Brian Hacker is, and he goes to victory lane here tonight at the U.S.A. International Speedway, picking up his first win of the season. Finishing second, though, here tonight, Max, you definitely had to rally for this one. You were able to pick up 3 spots, and definitely there at the end of that one, it seemed like you had the fastest car.
Yeah, for the longest time, running third behind Dalton and Brian, I was able to save a little bit. And had one good run, see how fast I could catch up, but got too close to Dalton, fell back to fourth, and that's probably some of the most important time I lost, going back up to third and second place. But overall, it's the best finish of the season so far, so I'll take it.
Yeah, 5th back at 5 Flags to open up the season, and a 6th last week at Langley, and I would definitely say a 2nd place here tonight is definitely the way to be. Tell us about the speed in this 42 car. It seemed these long runs, we always see you save a little bit of tires. How much tires did you have left at the end of this one? Is there anything you could have done to get to Brian Hacker just a couple laps sooner?
Maybe I could have tried a little higher line in 1 and 2. I didn't try it the whole night because I felt that's how I could save my tires a little bit better. Maybe with more momentum, I could have had a better run going into 3. But overall, it was just a matter of being patient throughout the middle part of the race. We did only have 1 caution, so in any case, if we have a clean race and I have a shot at a win at the finish, it's a good night overall.
Well, congratulations on the podium here tonight, Max, who made this all possible. Back home watching. I know you got a lot of fans that always tune in Mondays and Thursdays.
Yep, as usual, my girlfriend, my friend Max, MK Medic, and my dad, they all watch the Grand Prix broadcast regularly. To Josh, Rob, and Eric for running this Checkered Flag Auto Supply Thursday Night League, and we'll see you guys next week.
There you hear it. Max Terrell has his best finish of the season. It will be runner-up to Brian Hacker. It's Hacker 1, Terrell 2, and the man who sits third, his name is Michael Trevarthen. Mike, you're in the state of Florida, and you're racing virtually in Florida. I think that sounds a little bit better than the way we said it earlier here tonight. How bad did you want this one here in your home state?
Yeah, I wanted it pretty bad. I knew it was going to come down to a good qualifying run. Dalton squeaked me out by 10 thousandths. And starting on the outside, felt like it was the death nail. Fell into fourth and just pretty much rode there most of the race. Quick group of guys up front, man. Don't want to take anything away from Hacker or Terry-Alt or Dalton. Like I said, they were all three putting on a clinic.
Yeah, as they put on a clinic here tonight. Tell us about that bottom groove, though. How much were you reliant on hitting your marks and sucking it right down around the bottom?
Yeah, you really had to stay on that bottom to get the car to rotate center. And it's a really fine line. You get over the left front tire over that line, it'll make you pay for it. So it's a dance, and you have to do it for 200 times to make sure you're there at the end.
Well, we won't be coming back to the state of Florida anytime soon here with the SK Modified Series. I hate to burst your bubble and throw a little bit of a damper on your parade, but look ahead to the next 3 races here with the SK Modified Series. Myrtle Beach, Lucas Oil, and the Great Raceway of Nashville. How do you feel for the next 3 races and this 31 crew?
Comfortable for Myrtle Beach and Nashville. Lucas Oil, probably not so much. I seem to struggle on some of your flatter tracks, so we'll put in some work and see if we can make it happen.
Well, before we let you go get some of that practice in here tonight, Mike, who's on the side of this number 31? I'm putting you on the spot this time.
Yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to Rev Esports between Dalton and Sean. We put in a lot of laps, a lot of practice to try to make these things go fast. BK Paints on the side of the car, McConey Setup Shop. Definitely want to give a shout out to you in the booth. Roger, you always do a great job with the broadcast. I enjoy watching it. Give a shout out to Josh and the admins here at Red Light. They put on a great league. Hats off to Hacker and Terry out for the great finish. And give a shout out to the wife and the kids, man.
Well, there it is. He's probably the smartest one out of them all, race fans. He gave the big shout out to the wife, and, well, he'll at least be allowed to come back and play next week, I am sure. Michael Trevarthen, race fans, finishing out our top 3 podium finishers here at the USA International Speedway. A great race here tonight. Only one caution flag coming. The rest of the racing was green flag and the great short tracks that we like. That's going to about do it, though, here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series for Red Light Racing. Everybody here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, my name is Roger Muth. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show here at the USA International Speedway. We hope you all stay safe, and we will see you at the races.